news to share regarding one of our own that we continue to follow tonight. Longtime CBS broadcaster Greg Gumbel has died of cancer. Gumbel's family releasing a statement confirming he passed away after battling cancer. He was the longtime host for the NCAA tournament right here on CBS, also a longtime play-by-play broadcaster for our network. He called NFL games as well for nearly 2 decades. That includes Super Bowl 35 back in 2001. That was between the Ravens and the Giants then. Gumbel missed this year's NCAA tournament because of, quote, family health issues. And let's bring in now CBS Sports' Leslie Visser. Leslie, wish this was under better circumstances that we have you on here. You had a chance to work with him very closely over the years, and for many, he is considered the voice of sports.
Oh, Rick, this is such a sad day, not just for CBS, but for all the men and women. He worked so many places. He worked at ESPN and NBC and WFAN, but, we knew he belonged to CBS, and we've all been trading anecdotes all day, to his Marcy. And, of course, Riley, his granddaughter, was the light of his life. All of us feel like we've half-raised Riley because Greg would send weekly to all of us. Here she is crawling around. Here she is playing the violin. But he really was one of the greats, and he just had a light touch. He had a wit about him, and everyone loved working with him.
And Leslie, he has done so much over the years. Some of that you just touched on. How has his work changed sports broadcasting in many ways?
I'll tell you a story that kind of describes him. Well, first of all, Greg, he rooted for everyone. And I was a young woman at CBS when I first worked with Greg on the NFL Today in 1990. He was a great supporter of Suzanne Smith. She is the only woman to direct NFL games. She and Greg worked together for years. He always encouraged Deb Gelman, who produces a football show for CBS. I mean, he reached out to people. He kept you. Once you were in with Greg, you were in. But I'll tell you how he came to CBS. Our legendary executive producer, Ted Shaker, was driving in from Connecticut listening to WFAN. And he said, gosh, this guy seems to know so much about so many things. And that's kind of a hallmark that it's been that way under also Sean McManus and now David Burson, that you're expected to know the whole world, not just the box score. And Greg had an innate dignity that he brought to the table, and he also had such a dry wit. He did not want to be on the other end of it.
Ted with the pick of the century there. We see so many tributes pouring in right now, the words being used to describe his work: passionate and